Hey guys, Taro here, bringing you a 1v1 today. We are on Kholodny Ferma, playing a few days, spawning on the right. We have Jove as the Brits, who has commandos, special weapons, mobile assault, pretty standard loadout there. On the left we have PanzerGrenadierAngreifen as the Austria player, who has mobile defense, lightning war, and assault support. That one's a little bit unconventional, but the other two pretty standard. Jove, I think rank 5 with the Brits, Angreifen around rank 25 with the Austria, but you got to be on your top form at the moment. Out of competition, very competitive. Anyway, quite an interesting capping order here from Angreifen. Gets a sandbag down here so he can fight this garrison if, squad jumps in here, and puts down wire, makes retreats out of this building harder, and also getting into the building harder for the player from the right. So I think overall that's a pretty smart capping order. It means that you can't get the early wire down on this passageway here, which could mean you're a bit more susceptible to jumping into that garrison there, but I do quite like this. I might try this capping order out myself from the spawn in the future. See how it goes. Looks like Angreifen, just aware of his situation, just leaving this grenadier here behind the heavy cover, shutting down any squads trying to come in, gain control of that garrison, harasses his munitions and cut off. Looks like Angreifen, ran into that squad behind sandbags, retreated quite early. Now they're making a play. That territory point, but at the other end we have Angreifen getting the cut off here. Still that heavy cover wall is there, because Brits don't have an engineering squad. Usually you'd wire this off as a right hand player, but they don't have access to wire early, so it's not going to be effective here. It's actually like a decent range for the Pioneers. It's a shame they're not fully in cover. It looks like maybe two models behind light cover. Needing to slightly reposition to the right, which he's doing now. Nice work. Better late than never. And here we get to see these sandbags making this engagement go much more smoothly against this building. Looks like Jove brought that squad that was up here down to try and stop this harassment of his cutoff. Grenadiers also coming from the munitions points. Oh my god! He just lost his grenadier. It was just like sitting there and he just lost it. Oh man. He's looking like a pretty strong stuff, Angreifen, and then he just loses a unit for no reason. So he just gets forced away there. Slugging it out. Looks like he's losing this. But the mortar's there. Could turn the tides close range. Going to be pretty accurate. Quite a heavy tier 1 start for Jove as well. No universal carrier, which is, I would say, a little bit unconventional. Oh, why is he jumping into that building? Uh-oh, and he retreats towards the machine gun. Oh, I think he's lucky to get away with that. Could easily see that of dying to machine gun as it crossed the road there.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
And your very heavy tier 1 start with no universal carrier, so a little bit unconventional from Jove. He's trying to get some sandbags down behind the VP, but it's just not going to happen for him. The machine gun, okay, it's on to the munitions point. Do you have that mortar kicking around? Looks like he's putting down some air mines here in the south. Just a small patch. Joe making use of the healing as he runs around the map. That's what you want to be doing. Runs into the Vickers over here. Mortar team is in range. He's going to start barraging that. Pioneers have to retreat. Trying to wire off the sandbags there. Might have done it as well. Ooh, that was a good hit. Machine gun's going to have to retreat on the back of that one. Now mortar can switch its fire to this building.
Enemy threatening a capture point.
Machine gun covering both angles here. You know, squads are likely to come through this way or through this way. Machine gun got both the angles covered. Nice machine gun positioning. I don't think I've seen that one before. Angreifen, you know, he's got some tricks. He's got like a pretty strong starting order. Yeah, I think this whole cover and wire early game situation was quite good. Oh, but it looks like he doesn't quite have vision there. Can't stop the neutralize. It's a shame he just lost the squad to the on the sandbags there. Really careless loss. But despite his, like, you know, pretty strong early game, I think losing a unit's been very punishing for him. He's caught on the road as well by this other Tommy. Takes a lot of damage. This Grenadiers as he rounds the corner. Has to retreat before he can do basically any damage. Sends a minesweeper down here to take care of those east mines. Jove well on top of it. Squad eventually gets forced away by a machine gun, regathering the fuel. Doesn't have his tier 2 tech down yet though. Reboot that Grenadier as well, so pretty heavy tier 1 opening for Angreifen as well. Seeing a anti-tank gun being rolled onto the field by Jove. Anticipating a light vehicle, and certainly, you know, rushing out a flame half-track seems to be a very popular meta strategy, but ooh, this is a good idea, barraging while they're trying to defuse these mines. This could be nasty. He's actually planting his own mine there. And he cancels the barrage. Maybe switching targets to this building. Looks like we've seen some more munitions spent. I'm not sure on what though. Okay, telemine. Also worried about the light vehicle. No, it cancels it now. Oh, a bit of a sneeze. Pioneers running to the cutoff. Don't think they're going to be able to get the neutralized being... Yeah. Rough grenade goes in. Does half health, but no models dropped. So 4 models versus 2. Easy victory there for the infantry section. Looks like he's trying to stick around for a little bit longer. For maybe a couple more shells to land though. Turn the tide. One of them gets a good hit in. So he's running for the building perhaps. Machine gun setting up. He's trying to backpedal so he doesn't have to fully retreat. Just backpedal. Activate the healing, then come back in. 3 models still strong enough to fight effectively. Especially if you're behind cover and a squad tries to charge into you, like find his sandbag position up there. Still very effective. I've just been, you know, pretty active this game. I only got 2 kills so far though. So he has been firing at units here out in the open quite a lot. As these days it seems to be much more advantageous to shoot at units inside buildings since the last patch. Which we haven't seen too much of from Jove yet. AT gun really hasn't contributed anything. No light vehicle from either player. I think Jove kind of has to go for the 6-pounder because if Flame Half-Track hits and he doesn't have any AT response, he's in big trouble. But I think Angreifen on the other side, you know, if there's an AC on the field and he doesn't have an answer, the AC is not going to do nearly as much damage as the Flame Half-Track, so probably could afford to wait on his pack production and build that reactively instead. Jove, though, not going for the 5-man upgrade, not going for the AEC, must be rushing out a medium tank, and he's actually, you know, could afford a Centaur right now.
They're trying to take it.
So Angreifen maybe only, you know, maybe only about a minute early on his pack production. Minute and a half. Goes for a very early machine gun there. Is the 6-pounder that could try and knock that out. Because up there in the north, mortars opening up on it. Because repositioning. I think Grenadier's going to be able to get on the flank and mortars there to complete the assault. Don't think he's going to lose this here, but could get unlucky. No. LMGs now for Angreifen. Still no commander selection. So unlikely to see mobile defense, which is nice. Change of pace. Jove is indeed rushing out a Cromwell. Remember, they did make the Cromwell a little bit cheaper. So it looks like he's testing the timings on rushing out a Cromwell. And it's going to be hitting very fast, you know, before either player even hits 5 CPs. Looks like he's going for a rifle grenade. Cancels it though. And Cromwell heading around to the north. Ooh, that was a big hit. Could lose his pioneers here. Oh, and they get around the side of the machine gun. Just in the nick of time. Pack wheeling its way up there. So he's going to get a hit in. Cromwell pulls back. PanzerGrenadier's coming in for Angreifen. That's nice to see. I don't think he started his tech yet, which is very, very late. Definitely should have at least completed Battle Phase 2 by now. It's not like, you know, you need to wait on a Pioneer to build your tech structure. You can just hit this button anytime you have the resources. Is he going to go for Shreks? He is indeed. Oh, this is what I like to see. Maybe he's going to make use of lightning wads. One tactic I've been trying out recently. PanzerGrenadiers with Shreks combined with tactical movement. They just like sprint up to the tanks and then light them up. Can be pretty powerful. Quite hard to execute, but also a nice change of pace. Oh, and he's about to be ambushed. Shreks don't come around the corner though. Wouldn't have been a killing blow, but would have at least forced it back for repairs for a bit longer. AT gun going for the bunker, nearly gets it, but now it's under fire. Oh, late bundle grenade, but still gets one model.
Units can now use Piat launchers to take on armor and Bren guns for extra firepower.
Mortar's been in a really good position for Angreifen almost the whole game. About to hit Vet 2 on it. Which maybe gets a little bit better these days. Nice barrage. Not as powerful as it used to be at Vet 2. It used to be a killing machine at Vet 2. Some tech grounds. Looks like he wants to use the Cromwell. Even on low health. A little bit risky. Only got one squad of engineers at the moment. Did just get the 5-man upgrade as well at this point. And a lot of munitions for Jove as well, even though he's planted quite a few mines. So when he does eventually get weapon upgrades, he's going to be able to afford a whole bundle of LMGs. Oh, he's going for grenades. Well, there you go. Pretty cheap upgrade, honestly. Test your opponent's reaction times. And these get thrown like surprisingly far. Often I'm surprised with how far it can be thrown, especially with the grenade range bulletin, which Jove doesn't have equipped, but I think if you plan to get Mills bombs as like part of your strategy. I think the grenade range throwing bulletin's pretty strong. Similar to how a lot of players use the Faust and AT grenade range bulletins. I think the Soviet one though is only for the AT grenade assault on. That's what the description says, at least. From Tank Under Tactics. This is like the RGG-40 instead of the RGG-43, I think it is. Just the grenade assault rather than the regular AT grenade. But, you know, you don't know whether that's just an error in the description or haven't looked through that tools to confirm that either way. Okay, so now LMG's equipped as well. Jove spent just about all his munitions. So he's got double LMGs. Probably not on all of them, but probably very close to. You know, they did decrease the cost of these down to 45 at about 350 munitions. Oh, rebuilt that Pioneer. No sweepers yet. He's a bit strapped for munitions as Angreifen. It's flanked around the north with his machine gun as well. Looks like Jove gearing up for an assault. He's putting down a mortar pit. Both of these players looking to set up for an extended match here. But the Shrek's coming in. This is where Shreks are really handy. Squeeze through the little gap there. Get a good hit on that mortar pit. It's low on health and he's going to let it complete. One more volley from the Shreks. It's the brace. AT gun is there, forcing away the Panzer IV. Oh, but he can't stick around for any longer, taking too much damage. Mortar is still barraging. 6-pounder gets a long-range shot off. Cromwell putting a lot of pressure on the AT gun as well. Mortar's going to have to stop barraging. Cromwell's there. One shot from death, I think, on that mortar pit as well. Good reactions by Jove, though, getting the repairs in quickly. Oh, and he lost his mortar. Oh, that's a disaster. That's obviously what Jove wanted all along, a mortar. Tried to stop it with a rifle grenade. Didn't work out. And lost his pioneers during that as well, did Angreifen, and now he's in trouble. To lose control of his fuel. It's up against double mortars. That first push for the mortar pit really needs to succeed. Especially if you're, you know, losing squads and so many models. Trying to go for it. If you don't get it, it's so far back. Machine gun still in this house. He's trying to come around, prevent the repairs, and they do temporarily stall them. He's popping some Panzerfaust on it. The Shreks are there, but the brace is activated. Doesn't take too much damage. Brace does have a shorter duration these days, but still long enough. He's going all in for this. Brings up the AT gun, which gets smoke put on it, but it's taking damage from the other side. From the Tommies. Brace wears off. Pack lines up and attack round through the smoke. Tommies are gonna clear out this pack though. Oh, especially with that grenade. Oh, that's a disaster for Angreifen. Oh, he's trying to bring his Panzer IV in at low health now, but it's too late. Didn't quite get the kill on the Cromwell either, so take a look at army supplies. 20 supply advantage even after losing his mortar pit. Jove way in the lead after stealing that pack. This is a very tough spot for Angreifen because facing off against, you know, mortar, machine gun, double pack, he kind of needs indirect fire, but Taken to tier 4, I think. Oh, he's actually completed battle phase 3, so maybe that's on the cards for him. Taking to tier 4. Still has his commander options open, so does Jove. Jove has a lot of resources at the moment as well. Could consider putting down a munitions cache perhaps, maybe so he can spam something like mortar cover, air supremacy. Got quite a lot of resources. Hasn't completed hammer or anvil. It's got enough for another tank though. And Angreifen only has one LMG on his grenadiers. Just kind of shows you his munitions control hasn't been that strong this game. Which means his grenadiers getting bullied by the 5-man double LMG Tommies pretty hard. Oh, but Jove just leaving a 6-pounder out here on the road, taking a lot of damage. Looks like he has to abandon trying to kill it. Oh, but that mortar, that stolen mortar going to work. Vet 1 already. That thing's vetted up really quickly. Oh! What did he lose in there? Infantry section, just flamethrower through the hedgerow. Nice work from Angreifen. Bit of mistake there from Jove, and that's exactly what Angreifen needed to start getting back in this game. Or squad wipe like that. Just a little bit of late retreat from Jove, and he's floating a crazy amount of resources. Not sure what he's planning to get, but he should have gotten it by now. Maybe he's thinking of going straight for a crocodile next. Still quite far away from 13 CPs though.
Our capture point. They're trying to take it.
Now the Cromwell will be fine. Even just like ticking up to Anvil, getting a regular Churchill's been quite popular these days. And now the Stugs has rate of fire nerfed a little bit. Does seem to be more effective than it was previously. It's like a rebuilt mortar team for Angreifen. Already to Vet 1, 5 kills. That's what I was talking about. Does so much damage to the units inside buildings these days. So now Jove, because he hasn't spent his float, and it looks like he is going straight for the crocodile eyes, I thought. Outnumbered 2v1. It's going to come down to his AT gun positioning. This one pulling back for healing. Cromwell getting aggressive, running into 2 tanks here. This could be a dead one. Oh, nice use of smoke there on the run though. Backing away, AT gun repositioning. Stug not going to chase any further. Angreifen could have got the kill there if he didn't back his Panzer Force so far away. But that was really nice use of smoke from Jove. Didn't get the suppression there. Angreifen setting his whole blob up there. Gonna hang on to the territory, and this is where the left-hand spawn of Kholodny really starts to show its strength. Just have so much easier time controlling that central VP as the left-hand spawn. I haven't looked at the changes for Kholodny, but I hear that they are happening. So looking forward to seeing what they are. Well, he's got a trench down, but as Grenadiers approaching from the trench's blind spot. There are quite a few mines down here though for Jove. Greens run over 1 and have to retreat, but the trench is available for crewing. And it gets stolen now, turned against Jove. This is where you need that mortar to come in, and here it comes. I believe trenches still provide the same cover as garrisons, so I think the mortar will be very, very effective against units inside trenches. What we have to see. No, it looks like he's barraging something other than trench. No, now he switches it around. E4 needs to be brought into these infantry engagements because otherwise you just can't win them against the 5-man Tommies. So you can pack up here around the north. Didn't fully reinforce it. It looks like he's going to build a fort assembly with the medics as well on base. Make his healing a bit easier. It's nice the Brits have that option now. Opens up builds with commandos as well. You don't have easy access to healing. Still gets a shot in. Cromwell forced back a little bit. Jove getting very close to 13 CPs, but you know, as you can see, probably could have fit one tank in it. Especially if he didn't reboot this last section. Probably would have had enough supply to do so. But going for the flares on the section. Probably another reason why he needed healing from his fort assembly.
Damned enemies trying to take a point from us.
Lots of fire coming in. Didn't take anvil, so no airburst shells. And Angreifen hanging on to the middle, but Jove making some good assaults in the north. There's a time when Angreifen really just needs to sneak one unit down to the south to cap, but maybe feels like he can't afford to have like one unit less to fight in the north. Otherwise he wouldn't be able to fight his way back onto the battlefield. Looks like there was an attack ground attempt by Angreifen. Oh,
Crocodile is ready.
Crocodile coming in. So pop the flares over here, so if Angreifen notices this, he'll be aware of what's incoming. Does have a Stug, some Shreks. No pack though. Pack, you know, not ideal, I suppose, against Crocodile. Looks like Angreifen also saving up. Not sure if he's going to go for a Panther or the Tiger. Probably the Tiger would have been a better choice. I feel like it's quite strong against the Crocodile. Still has enough armor to bounce the AT gun shells. Here comes the Croc. Oh, he drops the flares on this point, so it's like if you try to cap this, you're at risk of getting wasted by my base artillery, and Griffin's not going to take that risk. Pushing up with his AT gun in support of the Crocodile. Sugar's there. P4 also hiding. Still gets a decent hit in. Crocodile starting to do some damage though. Oh, and he almost loses that to a artillery shell from the base howitzers. Stucker's there. Oh, okay, AT gun gets a hit in now. Stuck should be fine though. Or maybe not.
Wireless intercept. They still have 300 points remaining.
Yeah, pretty close to even on the VP game, but Angreifen being pushed right back. He does select Commander going for assault support, so he'll be able to get some strafing runs. There's no anti-aircraft for Jove. So that pinning plane should be pretty strong, you know, forcing back all his infantry, and then perhaps with the Tiger he'll be able to get aggressive. He gets the Faust in here. It's going to slow down the Crocodile. Only got one squad available for repairs as well. So that Crocodile's going to be out of commission for a wee while on the back of that. Angreifen just needs to wait a little bit longer for the Tiger, and then I think he's ready to make a nice push. But make sure he's got his sweeping on point though, because Jove did plant quite a lot of mines. It looks like he hasn't planted too many since then. Only got maybe 2 or 3 down at the moment. Go back up to full. Yeah, so going for this commander unit doesn't have the vehicle crew repairs. We got 1 engineer. Repairs on both these tanks is going to be pretty slow for Jove, I think. He'll probably need to get another squad of engineers. Tanks mobilizing to the north, but double AT guns up there.
We're losing a capture point.
Here comes the Tiger though. It's going to go straight down the middle. No sweepers supporting this. And this could do a lot of damage.
Damned enemies trying to take a point from
Kind of surprised when he rebuilt the infantry section he didn't go for an AT Tommy to have access to the anti-tank grenades.
Engineers finished, repair complete.
So Tiger, you know, came in, forced some units back to reposition, but kind of announced the fact that it's on the battlefield, but I guess he thought, I don't want to risk it. Don't want to risk any mines. Minesweeper was down in the south, getting some territory under control. And he's finally managed to hit through enough, getting some shots on the mortar. Is this going to be the end of the sweeper? Crocodile gets the kill. What's that? Emergency war speed. Oh, he's gone for hammer as well. Still getting some hits in. Mortar team goes down to the Tiger. Before up here, preventing this push. It looks like he's going to steal that mortar team away, or will he? No, LMGs do too much damage. Left a scarecrow trying to scare the enemy units from recrewing it though. Oh, what was that guy up to? Tiger in there takes a 1-2 combo from a 6-pounder and Cromwell. Crocodile pushing forwards. Strugger's there with Vet 2 now as well. Oh, but he clears out the Vet 3 mortar. That's nice.
The enemy is determined, and we are down to 300 points.
Oh, Strug bounces. Got some Piets there on the engineers as well. There's a bit of supplementary anti-tank. Here come the Shreks though for Angreifen. What is he doing? What is he doing with this?
We are losing a sector.
Taking a lot of damage on his tanks, and they are slow to repair. Still getting aggressive here, continuing the chase. Got the pinning plane coming in now. No, that's fragmentation bombs.
One of our anti-tank
Clears out the 6-pounder. Should pull back after taking some more hits. But both these tanks extremely low. I think he dropped one of the Shreks as well. Or maybe that's a Piet. P4 comes up to finish the job, try and knock out that stolen pack, and he does. Cromwell wants to go up there, but I don't think he's on enough health. But oh, the 6-pounder gets the job done long range. Tiger also very low on health. Needs to go back for repairs, but you know, neither player under a tremendous amount of VP pressure right now. Angreifen can afford to just, you know, sit back, repair his tanks. Looks like Jove gonna go for a comet. Which is not often seen.
Enemy causing trouble. Trying
Bit beefier, gonna be able to duel it out against the Tiger a bit easier. Surprised he didn't go for the
enemy caught our supply line.
Firefly though. Looks like he needs a bit more anti-tank. He's already doing pretty well in the anti-infantry battles with his highly vetted Tommies with the double LMGs. So I'm a little bit surprised he's gone for the Comet, but see how it pans out for him. And after that Comet hits the field, he's pretty close to supply locked again. How much is this? 18. 21. Okay, here comes the Comet. Tiger's there as well. Gonna trade blows. Oh, he's going for the infantry over Comet. Brings up the Strigan support to deal with that. You know, a little bit of appreciation for the Tiger there, seeing how quickly it shoots. It's a quite strong rate of fire. Still no machine gun upgrade on this though. Used, you know, a lot of munitions on the fragmentation bombing before. Strug in trouble now. Second Strug's there in support though. Tiger gonna barge through the hedges? No. So Angreifen took quite a lot of damage there. Or just trading blows. Angreifen though does have a lot of repairs to do. No veterancy on his engineers, so it's going to take a while. Jove does have the Vec 2. Egrins get in on to that mortar. Only got two. Oh, yeah, two STGs. They did actually. Oh! There's just an MG there. Game is in a very tense position, you know. Jove does have a supply lead. He's got quite a lot of resources to spare as well. So even if the next engagement doesn't go too well for him, he can instantly rebuild. But, you know, one slip up from either player could result in the game at this stage. Very high stakes. He's trying to position his Shreks on this Cromwell. Cromwell pretty speedy though. Pricing very effectively. Shreks are there. Popping emergency war speed. Gonna go for a crush. It's 3 models. It's a retreat. Nice war speed crush. Now he's got. Oh my god! He gets the kill. Oh, that's a big loss. Oh no! Now he's charging down the middle with no minesweepers again. He's pissed. He wants revenge. There's a 6-pounder right there as well. He's going after this, and he's cornered it. Tiger, oh no, the turret's turning this way, the tank's turning the other. Is he really going to miss out on the kill on this Cromwell? 6-pounders there, Comet's there, Tiger's there. This is a big armor engagement. We've got the concentrated fire operation coming in. Tiger taking a walloping. So much damage on that. Oh! That was a big one. Double Stugs and all his repairs just went up in smoke there. Huge shell from the concentrated fire operation. That's a game ender right there. Jove. Angreifen lost like 40 supply to 1 artillery to... Oh! Main gun destroyed now on the Tiger. 6-pounder. Bouncing shots. Stug being produced. Crocodile chasing the Tiger down. Looks like he's going to try stay in there as long as he keeps his Tiger alive. Looks like a Faust going to come through here on the Croc. Still, that's a lot of repairs for one Pioneer squad. Meanwhile, Jove capping up the entire map, looking to set up the triple cap. Really, Angreifen just shouldn't be engaging against the Crocodile at all until the Stug arrives. And here it comes. Oh, he's got a pier. Stug charging in. 6-pounders in a pretty good position to stop this assault, though. Pounder pushes itself forwards even a little bit. Now the Stug's taking heavy damage. Angreifen making another Pioneer for repairs.
The enemy are weakening. They're down to 100 points.
And it looks like Angreifen throws in the towel there. Realizing his bad position, no map control. Massive supply disadvantage. Both his tanks critically wounded. Throws it in there. What a crazy concentrated fire operation. It's destroyed his whole army. It's been a while since I've seen one that destructive. Well, I'll wrap on that, guys. If you like your game to be cast by me, details in the video description below. Otherwise, I'll catch you off the next thrilling installment. Goodbye and good luck.